Salk professor Susan Keck and Alan Segatalian have been named 2020 Fellows of the American Association for the Advancement of Science, the world's largest general scientific society. It's also the publisher of the journal Science. And joining us to talk about this incredible accomplishment is one of those professors being honored, Dr. Susan Keck. Dr. Keck, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Well, thank you, and thanks for sharing this with the community.
Well, first and foremost, congratulations. This is truly a monumental accomplishment by you and your colleague, both among 489 new fellows who were nominated by their peers just this year. So we could not be more proud and excited for both of you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we're very honored for our work to be recognized in this way.
Especially during a year when science has played such a huge role in our daily lives. And that's what I really want to start off with, is your contributions that you've made. So explain to everyone how the studies in immunology are so crucial, especially right now during the pandemic.
Yeah, so as a lot of people are becoming more appreciative of their immune systems this year, as we understand and realize how important it is to have immunity to pathogens like SARS-CoV-2. My research in particular has been trying to understand how long-term immunity to viruses occurs. How do we generate long-term immunity after we're exposed to a virus or after we're exposed to a vaccine? So we're trying to understand the mechanisms by which that actually happens.
And explain to everybody how that study, because that specifically is what struck me when I was reading through. This is things that you have been reading, learning, and doing all of these incredible advancements for years now. And this year specifically, it's become, I'm sure, just so incredibly useful. But explain to everybody exactly how this does attribute to those vaccines, especially as that is where our minds and all of our conversations are heading towards now.
Yeah, well, I mean, very briefly, what happens when your immune system is exposed to a pathogen for the first time is it mounts an immune response, and the immune cells, in particular, certain classes of white blood cells, your lymphocytes, your T cells, and your B cells, they will generate a small population of cells that is maintained with you for many years, decades, sometimes even lifelong, and that they will preserve this imprint of the memory of the pathogen that you saw for the first time. And so we call that immunological memory. And so we've been trying to understand how these cells form after your first exposure.
And we want to bring in, I know that Dr. Segatalian is not with us, obviously, right now, but his contributions as well have been such a crucial part in this discovery and in this advancement. So just talk about just the Salk Institute's long history and being really on the front lines of finding these cures and being able to really pave the way for a lot of the science behind the things that are changing our lives right now.
Thanks. Yes, Alan's been doing some fascinating work, and he's a chemist, and he's been understanding how small molecules, natural small molecules, exhibit biological behaviors and how do they impact the biology of our cells. In particular, he recently discovered micropeptides that are very small proteins that we are trying to understand what they're doing in our cells, and he's developed a platform for discovering these and has revealed many interesting new molecules for us to figure out what they're doing and the biological roles they're playing. As the Institute, it's an exciting place because there's so many diverse scientists on the cutting edge of many different areas of research and biology, and we thrive off the intersection of the cross-disciplinary work that we do between immunologists like myself and cancer researchers and neurobiologists and chemists and plant biologists. It's a very exciting place to try to find these intersections between these fields to find the new areas of science that we need to understand.
Truly on the front lines there. And on a personal note, I am the daughter of a science professor and a biology professor who the first place he wanted to visit when he came to San Diego was the Salk Institute. So this is definitely a special interview for me. I know he's home watching this, and we are just all very proud of the work that you're doing and everything that's happening right now. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. We're honored to be awarded with this. So thank you.
Thanks so much, Dr. Keck. Have a great night.
You too.